today. So we had bulls showing up to follow through from Friday. When we last checked in, it was a good lesson because Thursday I had entered some IRA swing positions in INTC and MARA. And at the end of the day, I was talking about, man, this is not looking good. We closed really weak. And, you know, if I wanted to react to price action, I'd probably be looking to exit these positions. But I'm going to let the levels play out and let the trades play out. And those trades obviously look a lot better now after 2 green days in a row. So one thing that has notably been standing out to me over the last week and a half of bouncing has been obviously the bearish sentiment. But in the face of the bearish sentiment, the bull move gets slapped down in a big way, but bulls persist. And then Thursday, bull flag trying to confirm and break resistance. We close very weak at the low of the day. And then Friday, bulls persist. So it's showing me nice follow through at spots on the chart where it'd be very easy for bears to completely regain control and for bulls to give up. So this is showing some nice follow through, but it's going to boil down in the short term here to earnings for Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple. Wednesday and Thursday is the highlight of earnings season as far as the impact that those names have on the broader market as a whole. And so we're watching very closely what the reaction is going to be to those names that day. But SPY is in the first daily uptrend in 2 months. And we also broke the left neckline of resistance. This is the inverse head and shoulders. We broke the right neckline and the left neckline. So the next resistance level is up at 389.31. And this is just like that, the highest level that we've seen in a month of trading. So that's a win for the bulls. And the daily uptrend is now our guide to see how long bulls can keep this momentum on the bounce. The NASDAQ still has work to do. We broke the right neckline of resistance, but we have to break 284.18 to join and follow along with the S&P 500, and that is still 2% away. A little bit less, but roughly 2%, right around there. So we got hourly uptrends as our short-term guides. We've got daily uptrends, and we've got resistance levels still in play. The dollar double topped on the daily and then lost support. Also, before I forget, tomorrow we're doing a live public stream at 9 a.m. on this YouTube channel. So check that out. Pretty much just an open house of what we normally do. And you're all invited. So the dollar, I'll post the link for that in the comments of this video. The dollar double topped and then lost support. Granted, the loss of support is not seeing much follow through. But at this point, there's enough on the daily where I'm just focused on the weekly now. I should say it's developed enough on the daily where all I care about is high, low, lower high. Can the bulls hold 110.05 to keep weekly EMA 12 support and to keep the weekly uptrend intact? Or do we lose those things for the first time in forever and shape up monthly consolidation on the dollar? We're tightening up with a monthly inside bar, and we are very likely to close with a monthly inside bar. So November, question is, does it break bear into monthly consolidation, which would lose the monthly stair-step pattern? Actually, I take that back. There was a bear break back here by 11 pennies. But aside from that 11 pennies, it's been a monthly stair step for 9 months in a row now. So again, we're getting the initial signs of the shift being underway. Now the question is it really the shift? And the dollar weekly EMA 12 is going to help answer that. Tesla keeps hitting fresh lows with no follow through. 204 support broke on Wednesday, or Thursday, I should say. Only by $2 into a bounce. Support broke today by a couple dollars into a bounce. Still a laggard, or I should say still a lead bear, but trying to put in a temporary bottom. This is the kind of bounce where I'm scouting an hourly high or low from here, anything above 198.59, and then the burden is on the bulls to confirm an hourly trend change if the daily bounce is going to see follow through. And anything under 230 is just a daily lower high, keeping the bears in control of that downtrend. Chinese names got crushed today. That's another factor. You know, overnight, the broader market dropped as the Chinese markets dropped 4%, and the bulls persisted through today. But you had names like Baba down 15% plus, huge drop. Granted, the bulls did buy that dip, but we are still in downtrends on a lot of time frames, and we hit the lowest price in a long time. So if I'm a bear, what am I doing here? I'm scouting the daily lower high. We can bounce another 10% and form a daily lower high. So we have an hourly uptrend, quick little higher low and higher high. So the hourly uptrend is our guide to scout a daily lower high. Baidu did the same thing. NIO did the same thing. I traded NIO a lot today in both directions, and I know that I'm going to do that more tomorrow because of how volatile it is. The drop was 25% or something absurd, and then the bounce was over 10%. Same thing though, we don't have an hourly uptrend. If we open higher, I'm scouting bearish for hourly consolidation. If we open lower, I'm scouting an hourly higher low for the trend change attempt. And here as well, we'll be looking for a daily lower high. We hit the lowest levels in a very long time. Over 2 years since we've been this low. And again, daily lower high is the most likely scenario. 15-minute EMA 12. I think my best trade on the day was shorting 15-minute EMA 12 just because I used more size, scaling in, and then exited on the 15-minute consolidation. The break of $9 with no follow-through was a bit of a clue. SMH, grinding up still, keeping its bounce going. 204.71 resistance matters the most to me at this point. We don't have a daily uptrend. 2-day time frame to smooth it out. Anything under 204.71 is just a daily lower high on this bounce. What we need to see as a bull, what we want to see is ideally what we were seeing in the bull market, which is semiconductors leading the NASDAQ up, the NASDAQ leading the S&P 500 up, and that was the way the bull market went. And then on the way back down, it's been the semiconductors leading down, the NASDAQ weaker than the S&P 500, and so that has to change. QQQ divided by SPY is showing us that it's fairly range bound, so not a whole lot of difference between QQQ and SPY the last few days. But if I'm a broader market bull, I want to see this break bull just because every meaningful bounce that we've seen on the way down, as well as the all-time high run, all had the NASDAQ leading. Doesn't mean it has to lead. It just means for me, I'm a bit more comfortable if that's happening because I can say, oh, I've seen this a bunch and it's happening again. Healthcare, very nice follow through. Highest level that we've seen in 6 weeks. Gap to fill at 130.13 and then 131.53. This is a notable save by the bulls to hold monthly support. This is a monthly higher low trying to shape up, and if we break 133.94, we're in a monthly uptrend again, which would obviously be very notable, but inverse head and shoulders confirmed. Hourly and daily uptrend are our guides. Financial sector confirmed it as well. Broke over 32.66, highest level in over a month. Next level 33.28. We will need weekly uptrends from here. So that is, I was talking about in the live stream, if I'm looking to add to long positions at this point, knowing that I already added last week, I'm not adding until we see weekly consolidation, and then I'm scouting weekly higher lows. Exactly what I did to add on the daily. I waited for daily consolidation, and I added scouting daily higher lows. I will do the same thing on the weekly charts. Whenever we top out, hopefully we get some more upside first, so I have more confidence in the weekly higher low. Then I scout the weekly higher low to look to add, knowing that we will have to confirm a weekly uptrend if we are indeed going to say, yep, there are some longer term shifts taking place and bulls are continuing to prove follow through. IWM still lagging behind. Growth names not participating nearly as much in this strength over the last week. 177.29 has to break to confirm the daily uptrend, and we're still a long ways away from doing that, whereas every other sector that we just looked at has a daily uptrend confirmed at this point. Biotech sector is also lagging behind. It's also growth. So not surprising. I'm considering this a double bottom at 76.26 and 76.07. And anything under 82.96 is just a lower high, but a real nice tightening range. And I hope this tightens up into the start of November to give us a nice clear break and a nice spike in volatility again. Again, this is constricting ranges. And then we look for ranges to open up. Constricting ranges that open up. So watching the biotech sector into next week. Energy remaining lead bulls. So we saw the relative strength comparative to the commodities. The bulls are benefiting from the broader market strength now. And just like that, the energy sector is hitting the highest levels in 4 months and looking up at the all-time high adjusted for dividends. 91.28. just a few percent away from that level, with lots of space for a daily high or low to be the result of next consolidation. MSOS exited my long swing today, reason being, lost the hourly uptrend, daily lower high set. Low, high, higher low, lower high, relative weakness, consistent all day, which was nice because once I exited, I had zero FOMO of looking to re-grab a position because it was just weaker all day. Anything above 940 is a daily high or low, but again, just another example of a growth name that is weaker. You look at CGC on the Canadian side, and it was all cannabis, psychedelic growth names, just all weaker today. Oil trying to set up a daily trend change. If the bulls were able to get over 87.14, we have a daily uptrend, and that would set our weekly high or low for this inverse head and shoulders setup. Natural gas bounce underway. Need a 4-hour trend change for follow through, but a very quick 10% off the lows. We were absolutely smashed on a lot of time frames here. Daily EMA 12, we will just be looking for a daily lower high to be the result of this bounce. 4-hour uptrend needed. Silver, again, the metal bulls have a long way to go to prove anything to me, just because of how much we gave back after the last bounce. Silver made the breakout a month, how long ago was that? Weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Say, all right, I'm paying attention to silver. You give it all back? All right, I care much less about silver and gold right now. So now we're just range bound and chopping around, but look at a name like platinum. Platinum, well, that's a little bit of a red flag. Platinum was a really nice equilibrium that broke bull on Friday, but not liking that candle as a platinum if you're a platinum bull, because it's a bull break with zero follow through, which always just has to have you extra cautious. But bottom line is, for me, the metals don't have my interest yet. Swing positions, MARA looks great. It did exactly what I wanted. Look to enter on the daily high or low. Equilibrium that has been tightening up for 6 weeks has broken bull on increasing bull volume. It's stronger than Bitcoin. It's stronger than the NASDAQ. And 1379 is the next resistance level. And I'm just going to stick my stop at break even and let it go. INTC, daily uptrend getting a little bit of follow through. 2784 needs to break next from here. Weekly bounce underway, but a lot of space for a weekly lower high. We've been rejecting from weekly EMA 12 for 6 months, and that's not even in the picture yet. Earnings are approaching as well. So keeping it bull lean as long as we have an hourly uptrend. Then we'll look for daily consolidation, and we'll be watching to see what that looks like, to see if I'm going to keep the bull lean on the daily charts. Obviously, I have to see the reaction for Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, all these major names for earnings. But so far, so good for the bulls. And again, I'm not going to be able to look at a setup like this and say, this is the bottom, with any kind of confidence, aside from fake confidence trying to get views. So what do? I position myself in good risk-reward scenarios in case it's the bottom. If it's not, I take an acceptable loss. If it is, I've got some solid entry positions. And from now, I'm not doing much in the name of swinging unless bulls prove another leg up with follow through, and then I will scout the next weekly consolidation for some entries from there. But otherwise, just day trading. And that's that. Appreciate you watching. Do good things. Check out the free live stream tomorrow morning on this channel. And do good things. It's time for the cypress trees to change. They're one of the last ones to do it. Got some willow oak. That's one of the green trees still left. Slowly picking up all the leaves and turning them into mulch. These yellow jackets always love this bush this time of year. I don't know what they're going for, unless it's just microscopic little pollen flowers. Frost is killing everything. Just waiting for it all to die off before clearing it out. There's still stuff being eaten. I don't know who ate this. That's either turkeys or deer or rabbits. All these dead zinnia, a bunch of seeds. Next spring there'll be a ton of zinnias here.